One, two, one, two. A one, two, three. And I say, if I was J. Cole, oh, we back. Oh, we on the air. We on the air. Down in Sports Talk, y'all. We in the building. My name is Left Handed at RM Desk. My code D is in the building. Make some noise. Y'all the Bears in the house. Listen, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But we didn't start off the show like we usually start off the show with the world famous Yada Bear giving her line that it must be
Tuesday. Must
but
be
it can't be
Tuesday.
Tuesday
Yes.
because it's Wednesday.
I know we can't say it because
absolutely we in the
it's
building.
not Tuesday, it's Wednesday.
Absolutely, it must not be Tuesday because it's Wednesday and we are in the building. Down in Sports Talk, man. We are here. YouTube, StreamYard, Facebook, all that. Hit that like and subscribe button. I caught a couple of new subscribers, man, on an Uber ride. Salute to my man Duck. Now I mean, salute. A lot of stuff going on. But first, you know how we give it up, man, because down in Sports Talk, man, we do our thing with the sports and we are connected, you know, as far as with hip hop and all that. We lost two very influential people today in the world of hip hop. DJ Mr. C, New York City, DJ for Big Daddy Kane, you know what I mean? Notorious B.I.G., held down radio in New York City for the longest term, been down since forever. Mr. C always been down, you know what I mean? Yeah, we lost him today, man. And again, hip hop is not getting any younger. We gotta, take care of ourselves, man, and look out for each other because C was my age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
57, you know what I'm saying? So again, that kind of, that bugs me out a little bit. But he was a good dude. He's gonna leave a lot of memories. Juice Crew, I know Big Daddy Kane, salute to him, big up to Scoop, Scrap, the whole unit, Juice Crew, Craig, Ace, all of them, you know what I mean? Shantae, you know what I mean? Because the Juice Crew, they don't really get talked about a lot as far as like crews and collectives, you know what I mean? I think they were one of the most in the early days of hip hop, one of the most influential crews, man. They definitely roll deep. Craig G, salute. That's my man, Craig G. Matt Bismarcky, rest in peace.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question about them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think they wasn't looked as a real crew because maybe they was like a crew of individuals?
You know what? Yada Bear, absolutely. That absolutely could be true. That could definitely be the case because they definitely Coogee Rap. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Again, they were they were individuals. They had their own individual things going on. You know what I mean? Again, the Symphony, one of hip hop's, top, in my opinion, top 25 greatest joints ever in hip hop, the Symphony.
Yeah, I think it's top 10. That's like one of my favorite rap songs.
That's what's up. I'm mad at that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when you talk about Mr. C, he, you don't even have to kind of like say anything. Let's look at the people who respond. Yeah. Look at the people who sending out the condolences. You know what I mean? That's how you tell how much of an impact that a person had in the game. You know what I mean? And as far as like Patty Astor is concerned, I respect her because she was in Wild Style. If you have never seen Wild Style, please do yourself a favor.
Yes, good.
You know what I mean? And check out Wild Style. It's the real deal hip hop movie. That's hip hop. If you don't know what hip hop is about, peep the movie Wild Style. No disrespect to Crush Groove, and I used to always say Crush Groove. Come on, son. Blair Underwood as Russell Simmons. That loses the battle right there.
You said that right there. That casting.
Nah, so we're not doing that. No, we're not doing Blair Underwood as Russell Simmons. And when Russell Simmons is in the movie.
Which was weird to me. I'm like, why is he playing you? You're right there. Crazy. You could be being yourself.
Yeah. I mean? But again, she was very influential. She was in the movie Wild Style she was the reporter. And rest in peace to Patty Astor. That whole downtown scene where if you really, know your hip hop from the beginning, from its infant stages, from before the parties was uptown, like parties was downtown, because Bam, you respect the Bambaataa, you know what I mean? Bam and Freddie and all those guys, they wanted to get into the downtown clubs. That's another story that we can get into at another time. But respect to Patty Astor, respect to Mr. C, the finisher. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. And we here. We're gonna talk about you. We're gonna keep your memories in your spirit and keep the vibes going. All right, down in Sports Talk, we are in the building, 2024 edition. Yada Bears in the house. And while we on the topic of hip hop, we're gonna get this out the way early before I forget.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
I'm a little older now. Don't let the smooth taste fool you, but J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and I can't even say that other dude's name.
Drake.
Yeah, that dude, right? Browski, word is born. I haven't heard any of the 7-minute thing. I didn't hear none of the clapbacks. I didn't hear none of the responses. I'm not into that, right? But I did see where this dude, J. Cole, apologized. Now, you being of the I don't want to say the younger. I mean, the set that came. It's in the current stages right now of hip hop. More connected to it. I'll say it like that.
Yeah.
What is your opinion of an MC, in your opinion, Yada Bear, putting out a diss record and then apologizing? I'm interested in hearing how you feel, because you come from the more current perspective.
I think it's extremely soft. I think it's trash. We talked about this earlier. I never experienced someone dissing somebody and then saying, "Oh, you know what? I apologize. I shouldn't have done that." That's just like we were talking earlier. It was like, if I punch you in the face and I knocked out your front tooth, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I was just trying to like bust your lip.
Right.
I didn't mean to knock out your front tooth. Like, you can't take it back. Just imagine, like I said, if Nas would have took back Ether, or, if we want to go back, what if, Roxanne Shante took back, all her discs.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Have a nice day and all that.
Live on stage. If Roxanne Shante was, apologize to the real Roxanne.
Exactly. Like
that, you know what I mean?
It's wild to me. But the one thing I would say, I did hear that this was trash. So I kind of feel like once he seen the response to the record, I think that's what motivated him to be like, I'm going to apologize. But it's like, for real, the best response would have been no response. Yeah, especially if you're going to give that type of response and say, "Oh, I'm going to take it back," then why even respond? I think it was trash. I think that my opinion on this matter, that to me, Kendrick is the more superior MC of the two. J. Cole, to me, he makes that backpack music. That the Lupe Fiasco stuff. Like, it's cool, but that's not something that people is playing religiously. That's something. Some of his music kind of boring. It's not. It doesn't give you like that true feeling of hip hop. Like, don't get me wrong, he has some tracks that's fire, but I can't say that I will sit here and play a whole J. Cole album from number 1 to the last track without skipping. I can say I done that with Kendrick. I put a Kendrick album on and listen to the whole thing without skipping. But right. I can't say that about J. Cole, and when they have this whole big three thing with him, Kendrick, and Drake, I think it's really big too, because you can't deny, you may not like Drake, but you can't deny, Drake, place in this hip hop thing, in this hip hop world. You can't deny, Kendrick. And I just think J. Cole, he's not that third world. I think, to be honest, a lot of people may not like it, but I think Future is that third world. I think if you think about big three in this hip hop right now, in this modern day hip hop, I think it's Kendrick, Future, and Drake.
Okay.
But that's just my little opinion on that.
I'm gonna say this as the yeah, I'm gonna say the elder statesman, the OG, the you know what I mean. That's blasphemous. You don't. I mean, hip hop is built on competition, being
Yes.
competitive. I'm nicer than you. I'm doper than you. You ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Go back under your shell where you came from, and don't come out here no more until you get your weight up. That's hip hop. So if J. Cole put out this record and it wasn't all of that because the response from the crowd and social media was like, nah, this is not it. Don't apologize. Take a note from out of the Eminem book. You know what I mean? Let everybody say what they got to say, do what they do. You know what I mean? And just go about your business. This is not where you apologize. Nobody, got hurt physically. It was just a war of words. You know what I mean? You're supposed. This is what we do. I've always said this. I've always tried to stress that, as MCs, this is what we do. You know what I mean? The DJs have their thing where they know the beats, they know the music, this and that and the third. As far as MCs, our thing is, if we're gonna hold our corner down, we gonna have to hold our corner down, whatever style, however we feel like rhyming, however it goes. If we feel like we nice, and we could take a spot in the cipher and do and make it do what it do and hold your own, then why not? You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people now are making J. Cole out to be an easy mark. And I don't think J. Cole's an easy mark.
I think he made himself an easy mark.
Yeah, he made himself an easy mark. Yeah. Especially
by doing this. Yeah.
Especially. But yeah, we're gonna keep it pushing and get into the reason that we're here. This past weekend in Philadelphia, Browski Stomping Grounds, Yada Bears, place of residence, and all of that. They had a little event called WrestleMania, and Yada Bear is very excited. Her thing is wrestling, so she's the wrestling person. So if you got anything you want to talk about with wrestling with Yada Bear, it's wide open. What do you talk about WrestleMania?
Oh man, well, as you said, WrestleMania was just past weekend. It was crazy. The city, had a big spotlight on for 2 nights. WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. Also on Friday night they had the WWE Hall of Fame, where Paul Heyman, the founder of ECW, Philadelphia owned ECW, he was put into the Hall of Fame. So that was huge for him to get not only put in the WWE Hall of Fame, but to get inducted here in Philadelphia, where he created one of the most extreme, wild, like out of this world wrestling company that people did not think was going to last. And it lasts for a long time, to the point where Vince McMahon had to buy it. He had to buy the company because he was so successful, and it was a huge competition in his market. But besides all that, WrestleMania was super lit. The Rock, he tag teamed with his cousin, who was the champion, Roman Reigns, against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for the main event on night 1. It was a great match. It was crazy. The Rock was on his super villain tip, which was great, which they call a heel. It was great seeing him, in that light. He also had a great match against Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, where Rhea was able to retain her women's championship. Um, then you had a interesting match where also the Rock cousins, the Usos, who usually is a tag team, two twin brothers, they actually fought each other. That was one of I think the third time in WrestleMania history where two actual brothers face each other. We had the Harts with Owen Hart and why can I think of his name right now? Bret the Hitman Hart. They fought at WrestleMania. Then you had the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff. They fought each other at WrestleMania, and this time it was Jimmy and Jay Uso. Um, Pretty decent match. Great for the storyline. Jay was able to be victorious in that match. Um, the other big match, which was on Sunday. Yeah, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Excuse me, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, and that was a hard fought match for Seth because he fought two times. During WrestleMania weekend, he fought on Saturday and he fought on Sunday, and he actually lost. But Drew didn't leave with the belt because you had the Money in the Bank wanted to cash in his contract, and now we have a new champion. And damn, I can't remember this guy's name. He's part of the Judgment Day. I can't think of his name right now, but he's actually the second Puerto Rican world champion in the history of like wrestling up north. So that's um a little crazy there, but it was a good weekend. Cody Rhodes finally finished his story and he beat Roman Reigns for the title on Sunday night, which we seen a whole bunch of legends come out because it was basically no rules at all. You saw John Cena came out, you saw The Rock came out, and shockingly, The Undertaker came out. So that was crazy to see, all these older guys come out and still participate in WrestleMania. But it was a great weekend, It ended up on Monday with Monday Night Raw. Just a quick recap of what happened over the weekend, and show some of the changes that happened. But it was great having WrestleMania here. It was the first time it was here since '99, so it was a long time coming. People don't know, like, this is the biggest event in wrestling. It's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. So you think of the Super Bowl or like the NBA final, the World Series times 10. That's how crazy wrestling is, and not only was, just WWE here, you had other smaller promotions like Ring of Honor, a couple other small promotions came around, like indie wrestlers that had matches going on too. So it was a lot of shine here. And Philadelphia is a huge wrestling town. A lot of wrestling history here in Philadelphia. So it's always great when WWE is in town. But other than that, my focus was on college, basketball. You know, Left, what you do this weekend? Oh, oh, well, I don't know where he went.
Yeah, I'm
But
here. I'm here.
oh, there you go.
I'm here. What did I do this weekend? I cooled out. You know what I mean? I watched the Final Four, the men and the women. You know what I mean? Um, Shout out to Dawn Staley and South Carolina. You know what I mean? to capture another championship. You know what I mean? On doing what they do. I've definitely got the revenge, if you want to call it that, for last year. Finishing undefeated. Where you talked about it earlier in the season, where nobody really thought that this team was gonna, be able to, finish the job. You know what I mean? And they definitely have to be commended for that. And I'm not going to take anything away from Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? But for the WNBA is not jumping out the window. I think they're preparing themselves. 90% of the Indiana Fever's games are going to be on national TV, which I think is great.
36.
Yeah,
that's a little wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the Las Vegas Aces, defending champions. You also have the New York Liberty. The East champions. And the Indiana Fever. It's hey, I'm not mad at them. Keep riding that Caitlin Clark train. Keep riding the hype. Hype it up even more, because all that does is give you more views. But going back to the final, it was a great game. She came out firing in the first quarter.
18 points.
18, as she should. She came out firing crazy. But what people don't realize about this South Carolina team is that Dawn Staley, she has a great basketball mind, because she not only does she has a great coach's eye, but she's also a point guard who played very tough defense through her collegiate years and when she played in the WNBA also. And also when she was in the Olympics.
Right.
People always want to downsize her because she, quote unquote, didn't win title at Virginia, and she didn't, win in the WNBA. I mean, you gotta look at this, the competition during the time that she was in Virginia was crazy in college basketball. We have living legends, walking legends in these schools at the same time that she was there. And back then, women's sports wasn't getting no shine, so there's really no video footage of those games unless you was there taping it yourself. So by her being the coach of South Carolina, of course she would have a game plan of how to control Caitlin Clark better, how to manage her better. And Caitlin still had a hell of a game. She had 30 points. But those were 30 hard fought points starting in the second quarter. She limited her on the court. She kept it to one side. Don't let her go to she just couldn't go to her right. She exposed her weakness. And that's
plus, South Carolina was killing them on the boards.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They wasn't getting no action off the boards, man. South Carolina was killing them.
Yeah, and it's like she exposed truthfully, I'm gonna put it out there. She put the tape on Caitlin Clark on how to defend her. So her coming into the WNBA, it's gonna be a little bit tougher for her.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It absolutely is. Yeah.
Diana Taurasi already put her on notice and said, hey, you can do that with these 18, 19-year-old, 18, 19, 20-year-old ladies. But in the WNBA, we're grown women who've been through the trials and tribulations of playing professional basketball. We have been successful on the collegiate level.
Right.
I mean, even more successful as her, because how we measure greatness is by how many championships you won.
Thank you. That's right.
She has 0.
That's right.
So even though Caitlin Clark is a great player, she's a great college player, but you can't put the EST at the end of great when she had 0 rings. I can't say she's the greatest when I have Cheryl Miller staring at me in the face, Cheryl Swoops staring me at the face, Cynthia Cooper staring at the face, Teresa Witherspoon staring me in the face, Tamika Holdswell staring at Candace Parker, Brianna
absolutely,
Stewart,
that's right.
Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Maya Moore. I can't sit here and say you are the greatest. Yes, you breaking that record, you breaking Pistol Pete record. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's super dope. I take nothing from you. You scoring the most 3-pointers. Amazing. Great skill set. You are really a great player. But you're not the greatest. Because you went through back-to-back championship games and you lost.
And for me, that's the point. Like, how can you beat me in the head about somebody's greatness when they don't got nothing to come to show to the table but a bunch of press clippings and a bunch of awards and stuff like that, which is cool. It defines who you are. But the main thing, they have this thing. What do we call it, Browski? We call it the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Only the champions can sit at the table.
Yeah, like
now, as great as Caitlin Clark is, and we're not taking nothing away from her.
Yeah, she's great.
Yada Bear, we're not taking nothing away from Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted. We know how y'all hear it. If we're not saying that they're the greatest, oh, you're hating and all of that. All right, that's cool, whatever. But for me, you have no access to the table at all. You had a great career. You stayed 4 years. I respect that. I respect the senior thing. I get it. I respect that.
Yes.
But the cart and the horse didn't kind of match up on this one, because for as much as they put Caitlin Clark in your face, you know what I mean, and wanted her to be the face of the thing, you know what I mean? You can't be the face of the thing if you ain't got no ring.
You don't got no ring.
That's just the side of it. How come Dawn Staley can't be the face of the thing? How come Camille Cardoso can't be the face of the thing? How come the girl who put the lockdown on Caitlin Clark can't be the face of the thing?
Raven Johnson Raven Johnson said, "This is my revenge tour," because last year when they was in the Final Four, she waved her off.
Is it going to wave her off? Yeah, okay.
Don't worry.
That was the girl who Caitlin Clark waved her off.
Yeah,
like,
don't
I'm not
worry.
even going to deal. Right.
She can't shoot, and that's when Angel Reese took offense to that.
Right.
And Angel said, "Oh, don't worry, I got you." And got Iowa out of there last season. And now this season, Raven Johnson said, "I don't have to put up 1,000,000 points. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it extremely hard for you to get your shots up."
Right.
And when she was guarding Caitlin Clark 1-on-1, Caitlin was 5 from 12. Raven 2 steals off of her.
Yeah, she ripped her one time. That's the one they keep showing.
Yeah.
She ripped Caitlin Clark's lovely, like thing.
Yeah. Like look at that.
It was on Canal Street or something. They was picking a pocket, like, you know what I'm saying?
And the beautiful thing about South Carolina is that they don't have to just have one person lift them up.
Right.
Camila Cardoso, double, was killing them in the paint. They couldn't stop her. And then you turn around and you got Tahina Powell shooting the lights out on them, on the perimeter, hitting threes. And then you turn around and you got your new freshmen. You got Tessa Johnson out there.
That's the one who was busting up shots, right?
Yes, 19 points.
Okay, yeah.
Putting up them threes in their faces. And then you have Malaysia Fuwali coming off the bench, bringing that energy with the handle, with the defense. And I believe she had like 11 points coming off the bench. And then you have Bree Hall, you have Fagan, she
had a couple of nice plays. Bree Hall,
yeah. Chloe Kitts, it was just a whole collective. Dorn plays 9 deep. All 9 got in the game. All 9 contribute to this championship. Iowa, they are one dimension. It's Caitlin Clark or bust. Yes, everybody else, the others fall in. The center, Hannah, I can't think of her. She wore the 2 little Afro puff. Her first name Hannah.
Yeah. I think the mean was like 45. So yeah, I
yes,
remember. Yeah.
she's going to be tough. I believe she's just a sophomore. Listen, she was out there balling. She's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting to see Iowa without Caitlin Clark. They just retired her jersey in Iowa, so nobody will wear number 22, which I believe she is well deserving to have that jersey retired.
Right, that's true.
She brought Iowa to the mat because nobody was checking for Iowa.
Iowa's a football school.
Exactly, and now with the emergence of Caitlin Clark, they become a women's basketball
school.
Right, not a men's basketball school, a women's basketball school now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how, the next generation there is going to keep the program alive without her. So them retiring her jersey, that was great. I love how at the end when they was interviewing Dorn on the court, how even Dorn took the time to thank Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely. That's the class act that she is. As the class act that she is. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you cannot deny the effect that Caitlin Clark had on the sport.
Right.
They had 18.9 million people watch the championship game. More than the men's finals. More than
and probably depending on who's in it, probably more than the NBA finals.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably up there, near the NBA finals. So, she had done a lot for the sport, and hopefully, she continued that success in the WNBA. The draft is on Monday.
Yeah,
and we already know where she's going.
Remember
we already know where she's going. It's no surprise,
Yeah, remember we talked about it last year.
Yeah,
quick turnaround.
And then the first game was like May 14th.
They wear their best, haberdashery.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then come to find out they get cut. That's gonna be interesting to see. Because
especially this year, because
it's
a lot of talent. It's a lot of talent coming out of here. And
it's a lot of talent that's already in the game. So Leah Boston is like, wow, I'm gonna be on TV 36 times. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, that's nuts. So it's gonna be this season. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of eyes on the WNBA because
as it should be.
Yeah, not only do you have Caitlin coming in, you also have Angel Reese coming in there. She's another, talented hot, spotlight player. You also got Camila Cardoza. You also got UConn's Alyssa Edwards. What's her name? Aaliyah Edwards. You also got Stanford's Brent. Cameron Brent. She's in the in the draft. You got a lot. You got Allison Pill from Utah. So it's a lot of talent, going into the WNBA this year. This might be one of the most talented drafts that they had in a while. Because, I mean, you got top tier, and again, this is another reason why we need more teams. We need more teams. Yep. You can't just give me one team. I need at least 2 at a time. You can't say, "Oh, we're gonna give you San Francisco next year," but that's just one team.
Right.
That's only a spot for 12 more girls. 12 more women to play. What about the other 36?
Right.
There's out here looking for a job. So
Down in Sports Talk, man. We in the building. We doing it on a Wednesday night tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have Yada Bear. We have Yada Bear Browski to thank for that. So y'all send y'all emails to Browski. We usually give it up on a Tuesday, but Browski had some things that she had to deal with. You know what I mean? And she enjoyed herself immensely, and as she should. You know what I mean? They deserve a night out to relax and relax and take in the sights of the city. You know what I mean? So we're gonna just talk about the women's, Final Four, and we're gonna say this about the men's Final Four. Congratulations, Connecticut.
That's
it.
Yeah, it was Connecticut.
I'm sorry. Hey, yo, Malcolm. I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry, B. I mean, again, at the end of the day, we knew from the beginning that UConn was gonna win. They ended up winning. I'm gonna put some respect on Zach Edey's name. He had 37 points, but again, Connecticut was just, Connecticut. They did their thing. You know what I mean? Respect to Dan Hurley and his squad. You know what I mean? They're doing what they do. But to be the best ever, this is where, somebody's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Can we say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we start talking about Connecticut as one of the blue blood schools now? Because if you look at it, in the past 25 years, they have 3 titles.
I mean, if you want to put it in, like you talk about the Duke and Kentucky and
the Indiana's, the UCLA, yeah.
I mean, again, if you want to, you can. But I'm going to talk about when I say this, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I think that you can put them in that pantheon. I think that once you get people clamoring to go to UConn, once you start talking about UConn in that aspect of all-time classic teams, and you can go back, you know what I mean, to the Khalid what's his name? Khalil El-Amin, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rip Hamilton, Danielle Marshall.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So Connecticut has a history of being team, having championships, winning championships. Jim Calhoun. You know what I mean?
Different coaches.
Absolutely. So when you talk about them in that aspect, I could say I could consider it. You know what I mean? Because again, especially look at where Duke and North Carolina's at now.
I get that, but I feel like we have to put them in that conversation. I mean, they got the championships to back it with 3 different coaches.
I agree with you. But
because, I mean, look what we just seen. Kentucky, what did they do? First round out once again, right? Year after year, but we keep putting them. We keep
giving them. Yep, that's right. Giving them a pass. That's right.
Look at UCLA.
Right.
When the last time they won a championship? It's
been a long time.
Exactly, but we keep them in that blue blood conversation.
I hear you, and I like Michigan State, and I feel you.
Exactly.
I feel you. I mean, if you want to put Connecticut in there, you can. You can. Why not? But I'm gonna say this: do you put Florida in there? And Florida went back to back.
No,
that's Joakim Noah, Billy Donovan. You know what I mean? Those squads they went back to back.
Because as soon as those guys left, where were they at? Like I said, Connecticut won a championship with 3 different coaches. 3 different coaches.
I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Connecticut, man. They deserve it, but again, the conference that they're playing in, they're dominating squad. They finished the job. The top team in the country 2 years in a row. That's not, that's not easy.
That's not easy.
And again, if they could, still, be around, like, let me say this, Browski, to answer your question. If UConn could get, if Hurley could keep UConn in the Final Four around, some years something's going to happen where, they might lose by a lucky bounce or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Somebody might get hurt or whatever the case may be. If Hurley can keep them in that Final Four that conversation, have them in the last weekend of the season every year consistently, have them in, I would say bare minimum right now, if you're talking about Connecticut as being an all-time great team, blue blood squad, Connecticut has to do no less than maybe, do we say Sweet 16, Elite 8? What do we say? They have to be, you know what I mean?
I would say Elite 8. You know,
Okay.
I can push it to, you know, Sweet 16 to me is like, I expect you to get there.
Right.
I expect you to get there. But Elite 8 is like, all right, now we cooking. So I'll give you that. If he can keep them within the, you know, Elite 8, then there should be no more conversation. But to me, I feel like the conversation has already started. It should have started already, you know, with them being in that blue blood category with these other teams.
Okay, that's what's up. I mean, and again, that's a great point. Very, very valid point. I'm not trying to take nothing away from that. And people, you know, if you think about it, you know, whatever criteria you use, Connecticut has, you know, they check all the boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, you know, that's something to think about as far as Connecticut being, you know, mentioned in, you know, the blue blood conversation. Down in Sports Talk, man, we're doing it Hump Day style. Myself and my co-D Outer Bears in the building, holding me down as we do. I guess we're not doing no kung fu fighting tonight, huh?
No.
We ain't doing no kung fu fighting tonight. You know what I mean?
Before we move off of college basketball, can we please talk about John Calipari going to
Arkansas? And respect to Tara Vanderveer.
Yes.
Stanford. Salute.
Stanford, yes, definitely.
Yeah. John Calipari. You know, this dude, man. I mean, again, you know, when you talk about him, it's just, you know, now I guess this is the move that he makes for the new millennium. You know, he's been all over the place.
He's always reinventing himself, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Him and Rick Pitino.
I was going to say,
those guys, you know what I'm saying? But Arkansas, who saw that coming?
I did not see that coming.
Arkansas?
Yeah, that right there was like.
I said it when I first heard the rumors about it. I said, "Wow, I wonder what Nola Richardson is thinking." Like, I mean, you know, with those Arkansas teams, Oliver Miller and Lee Mayberry, and you know, when they was in the Final Four and they was doing their thing, and Calipari's a name, but for me, it don't match.
I think he's only there because of his name. And I feel like
he's got the connection with the one of those the Tyson guy.
Yeah, and I feel like Arkansas
guy. Yeah,
and I feel like Arkansas probably, you know, the athletic director and the dean and all them probably seeing like, well, the risk is higher, you know, than the reward,
right?
Because now we can get these top guys, these top recruits want to come here, which will demand top billing, top money, you know, for a ticket. You know, then you got John walking on the sideline. Truthfully with me, I wouldn't send my kid there. He looks super untrustworthy. You know, John. You know, he looks like a sleazy used car salesman. That he know he's going to sell you this car with a crack engine.
Damn, a crack engine.
He know that he going to sell you this car, and that Cadillac converter is going to fall right off, so you hit your first bump. You know, he knows this car is trash, but he's going to shine it up,
right?
Make it look beautiful, give you all the bells and whistles.
By the time he finished talking, you're gonna think you're buying a Rolls Royce Phantom.
Exactly. So I mean, his tenure at Kentucky, was it successful or was it meh?
I mean, to me, it was the one and done situation. Then when you run into, you know, you got the portal and things of that nature, where you know things didn't come as easy as they used to come. That Southeast Conference used to dominate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't coming as easy. So now you move to Arkansas. It's part of the course. You know what I mean? We was wondering, you had to keep up with Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino went from St. John's to what is it? He's at St. John's.
Yeah, so he's at St. John's now. Yeah, he's another one. He's been everywhere.
He coached at Louisville and Kentucky. Yeah. Rick Pitino been
like Iona too.
Yeah, Rick Pitino used to coach the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean Rick been everywhere.
Knicks, you know what I'm saying?
So one thing they say about Rick, he'll keep a job.
He keep a job. Talk about complexion for the protections. Man, stop playing. You know what I mean?
Keep a job.
We in the building, man, down in Sports Talk. This Wednesday thing is feeling like a vibe right now. I got Yada Bear in the house. Now we're gonna talk some baseball. I think that now that the Final Four is over, and we got the NFL draft. Look forward to NBA playoffs, which we will get into. Just talk a little baseball for a couple of minutes. The Yankees, man.
I see y'all.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, right. At the beginning of the season, somebody was sounding like, they ain't know about their team. They had little doubts. Who
did I say who did I say was gonna win the division?
I forgot what the Jays.
No, that's you forgot. That's you forgot.
I forgot who you said. But only thing I know is I saw a lot of y'all Yankee fans in a complete panic, even before first pitch threw out. I'm like, these guys are off the Brooklyn Bridge,
Yeah,
these guys up in the high rises, everybody walking around like it's September, and y'all, 20 games behind, out of first place.
Why you gotta talk about old stuff?
I'm just saying that's how y'all was walking around at the beginning, even before the first pitch was thrown. I was like, geez, what is going on with these Yankee fans? What happened? But now look at y'all. Y'all back on top.
Right. That's right.
It was all good. It was all good.
It's like Yankee baseball. That's right. Talk about it. Yankees baseball all day. Yeah, so I feel like, when we talk about, our baseball, Yada Bears with the Phillies hard body, the Yankees all day. The season's just getting started. You know what I mean? We're not really gonna jump into, some, full blown out baseball thing. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. I had Key Brian Hayes as my guy for the Who You Got, and he had a pretty decent week. I'll put it in the Facebook group. Who's gonna be my pick for next week is gonna be a pitcher. It's probably gonna
I'll put somebody up. I totally dropped the ball on that one, but I'll definitely put somebody up.
It's all good. It's all to the good. Let's get into this NBA. Well, go ahead, Yada. Go ahead.
I know who I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna put up the kid that just got called up.
Jackson Holiday.
What's his name? Yes.
For the Baltimore Orioles.
The Baltimore Orioles. He's
gonna be a beast.
He has had a pretty good outing today. You wouldn't have thought that it was his first game in the big leagues. 20 years old. That's a dream. That's a dream of baseball. Like people don't realize like baseball is a grind. You can get drafted and spend your whole career in double and triple A and never make it to the show. Like this is. Baseball is not for the faint hearts. You're not going to come in here and get the bag automatically like in basketball or in football. You got to really put in the hard work and really grind out, in the in AAA and AA, to
single A and low A. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely independent. Absolutely.
Yeah, so to see him get called up at 20 years old with about 23 games being played in the regular season, and he get called up before May. He get called up before the All-Star break. What?
Let me say this, Browski. Jackson Holiday is gonna be special. You know why? Because he's like Ken Griffey Jr. He's like Barry Bonds. They've been around the game all their lives.
Yeah.
His pop is Matt Holliday.
Yes.
So he's been around the game. He's 20 years old. but I think he's going to carry himself not like a grizzled veteran, but as somebody who respects the game. He's going to come into the locker room and just do his thing. He's the rookie. He's the young guy in the room. He's going to listen. He's going to soak up all that. You know what I mean? He's already got the way to carry himself in a locker room from his pops. You know what I mean?
He already been in there. He already been in there.
You talk about guys that hit from the beginning for the Orioles. What did I say about Adley Rutschman? As soon as they got Adley Rutschman, it's like the switch flipped.
It did
for the Baltimore Orioles.
It did, and now bringing in Holiday.
Yeah.
Oh,
and even remember when Aaron Hicks was playing like garbage for the Yankees?
Yeah.
When he went to the Orioles, he was tearing shit up.
He was tearing it up. So it's
something. When he was playing with the Yankees, where was he at?
It's something brewing. In Baltimore.
When you don't have no pressure on you, when you don't have no pressure, when you just can go out and play.
Yeah, just play the game.
Just play the game. That's it. That's all you do. You go out and play. You're in the situation in New York, Aaron Hicks was, he had all that, money around him, all that, that pressure around him was expected to do.
And
now in Baltimore, you're the veteran. These kids are going to look up to you. You know what I mean? And you do what you do with a nice mix. But I'm liking what the Yankees are doing right now. It's mad early. You know what I mean? I'm not, jumping out the window. I'm just glad that, for whatever it's worth, that Garrett Cole is not really missed right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So again, Juan Soto, so far so good. I can't complain. I feel like Giancarlo Stanton has been the surprise for me. You know what I mean? Even though he struck out. I think he's got like 16 strikeouts. Yeah, Judge struck out 11 times, but he's connecting. He's hitting home runs. He's going oppo. He's getting his thing back. But I think that his bat needs to be consistent. I'll see. We get DJ LeMahieu back, and we'll see what it is. But I think right now, man, just go with the flow and see what happens. We got to Memorial Day where we give our first concise report on what's going on in the MLB, and stick around. We got y'all covered. Right now, the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
Stretch talk, man. I think it's like 3 games left in the season.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So right now, those 7, 8, 9, 10 seeds are at a premium right now. Go ahead, Yada.
I said it's heating up. Those 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's heating up.
Those playing games are going to be very interesting this year. I wish I was a fly on the wall to hear what LeBron has to say about, more than likely having to deal with the playing situation again after he just really kind of said that the playing is not needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So again, I think that when we talk about the Western Conference as the East, we already kind of know what that is. The West is turning into a classic race. You got 3 teams within 1 game of each other right now. 3 teams that really nobody really thought. I mean, we talked about Oklahoma City, what they had coming back, and was Chet going to be a factor? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Denver, the defending champs, and then Minnesota was the one that came out the woodworks. Like, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they've been like that all year long. Again, and Yada Bear mentioned it last week. You got the old standard teams, your Lakers, your Golden States, your Phoenix Suns. They're in the playing.
And Phoenix, they are dropping fast. At the wrong time. They losing games at the wrong time. They were, in control of the 6th seed. Well, now they didn't drop to the 7th now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's crazy in the West, but it's also crazy in the East because Indiana got the 6th seed right now. The 6 is only a half game back. Yeah, Joel Embiid is back. And I told y'all that when this man comes back, it's going to be curtains. And he's playing ridiculously right now. He's back into MVP form. So we haven't lost a game since he's been back. And now we are half a game back of the Pacers for that 6th seed. Right now Miami is losing to the Mavs. So once they lose this game, we don't have to worry about them. it's just going to be a fight for the 6 between us and the Pacers.
What's the rest of your schedule look like? I think you got 2 games left, right?
Yeah, we got an easy schedule. So we play again on Friday. Now Friday is the only game that was on the schedule that was like, all right, this could be trouble. We play the Magics, but with Joel back, Maxey will probably play that game. We can beat the Magics. The Magics don't scare me. You know, we got them, and then
we're gonna get some ice cream for the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, and then on Sunday, we played the Nets.
So for me, it's like right now, if you're in, because I'm looking at the standings right now, Browski. Yeah. If you're in that 4th through 6th range, which is separated by a half a game right now.
Yep.
These games that are being played right now, with a couple of games left in the season, are
these
pseudo playoff games, right?
Yeah, these are playoff games for not only us, but for, like you said, everybody in that. Like right now, Cleveland is winning. Like I said, the Heat, they're most likely going to lose this game. The Magics are losing right now, and the Clippers don't. And the Pacers don't play until Friday, and they play Cleveland.
Okay.
So only thing we need is for Cleveland to beat the Pacers, and we take care of our business. We got that 6th seed locked up.
Yeah, I think as far as the Knicks are concerned, I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. I really wanted them to kind of win 50 games this year. We got 3 games left. With 47 and 32.
Hey, you might.
I want to see if we can, we're a game behind Milwaukee for the 2 seed. Who would have thought?
Milwaukee.
And which is going to come down and make it interesting how that position in the first, that first weekend of the playoffs is going to be crazy, because I'm interested in seeing the Knicks might have to end up playing, Indiana or Philadelphia in that first round, because the 3 plays the 6.
And that's going to be tough, especially without Randall out there.
So if the Sixers and the Knicks play in the first round of the playoffs, it will be hate week.
Definitely. All day.
We'll be talking greasy. See, look at that. She like that. Look at that. The violence. Yes, the violence will be going down.
Yes.
The Knicks and the Sixers. You know what I mean? If it happens to fall that way, we will be sending, pseudo death threats to each other's team. You know what I mean? And it's going down. The hate talk is going down.
And listen here, if we stay in the 7th seed, I'm fine with that too, because the Bucks is right at the picking right now. They are just a collapse away.
Look, if you stay in the 7th seed and we get up to the 2, you might have to see us anyway.
Oh, what? Listen,
ain't no running.
Look,
ain't no running.
Look, I don't care which way it has to be.
Ain't no running. Knicks in the building. Knicks tape all day.
Only thing I know is y'all better try y'all best and y'all damnness to stay out of our lane. Okay, the Sixers are coming. Listen, out of all of these play-in teams in the East, we're the most dangerous one. We're the most dangerous one. Y'all don't want to see us right now, especially not the way we've been playing. Y'all want to see that? Y'all want the Pacers. Y'all want the Pacers to keep winning. That's the only thing that can save y'all.
We want the Sixers to put y'all out your misery and show Joel Embiid what he need to be doing with the blue and orange skies.
He will never be wearing blue and orange.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's a dream that will never happen. And wait a minute. I think we may have win in the comments.
Okay.
From the store, telling some great Lakers. Lakers just got their butt whooped by the Warriors, and y'all just fell back to the 9th seed. So now y'all back in that 9-10 matchup with who? The Warriors, who just beat y'all. So the Lakers need to focus, because the Warriors has been 5-1 in the last 6 games.
Hey, Windwalker better buy him some snacks and get
He
ready
said
for the
the Lakers world
play-in.
champions, world championship.
Yeah.
Not going to happen, player. Y'all better
Mhm.
win. Y'all better focus on winning this those two playing games because 9-10,
Yep.
you got two
Yep.
games to play.
Yep. You
Two
got
games.
two games to play. And you can't and listen, if you got that 9-10, you got that 9-10 game and you win that 9-10 game, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like you're gonna have to end up playing Phoenix or Sacramento, and that's gonna be a tough go because now you're trying to get into that 7 and 8 spot. The winner of the Phoenix Sacramento game would get the 7th spot.
Yep.
The loser of the 7-8, let's call it Sacramento, would end up having to play the Lakers if the Lakers beat Golden State. That's how that would go.
Look, they better hope nobody pokes Anthony Davis in the eye again. He'll be out for another week. He might not be available for the play-in if someone keeps poking him in the eye. I feel like somebody poke him in the eye every game. So
yeah,
we said we already mid-season tournament champs. Yeah, with the banner hanging up already. That's a participation trophy you already got.
That's the worst thing you could have said, man. That mid-season thing is like Raleigh Romero.
Y'all the Raleigh Romero of the NBA.
That's a Raleigh Romero championship. The mid-season.
Look, that's the linear title that we never see the belt. It's an invisible title.
That's like grandma. That's like grandma winning that bingo on Wednesday night. Come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on, son.
Look, that was the worst thing that happened to you. I said it in the beginning. I said the Lakers will mess around and win that tournament and miss the playoffs. And look what's happening. They're on the verge of missing the playoffs.
That's Yada Bear right there, aka Call Me Now.
Yeah, that's right. I said it. I seen it because they were so hype about that in-season tournament. They put everything in them.
They got a whole banner. They got rings. Like, come on, son.
Like, if you're gonna do that mid-season, that to me diminished the NBA Finals and diminished the Larry O'Brien Trophy because that's the tournament that we all want to be in. We all want to be in the tournament at the end of the season to raise that Larry O'Brien Trophy.
You win the championship. You win the championship in June, not December.
Yeah, not in December. Okay, I think that's where the focus messed up with the Lakers. They were so focused on that. They won it. They got their little banner up. You got in-season tournament champs next to NBA title
world champion
banners. That's crazy.
I hope they don't got it next to the 3-peat banner.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Like
that's crazy, yo. Hey yo, man. Hey yo. Now we're gonna get down to the part of the show where you know what we do. We get down on it. You know what I mean? Like Kool and the Gang and all that. Browski, what you getting down on this week?
I'm getting down on my girl and your girl, everybody's girl, the undisputed champion, Claressa Shields.
MC No Bars and shit.
MC GOAT, MC just out here just making diss records. She been having some beef with what's her name? Alyssa Baumgartner. They just can't get right. Every event they're both in, they mouthing off at each other. They face to face. They was at a UFC match, and in the crowd they was just bumping heads. Dana White had to get in between them. It's been a lot of beef. It's been a lot of beef on Twitter. X. A lot of X fingers. A lot of posts, rants, and both of them going back and forth. Well, earlier today I was on X and I saw the clip of Claressa Shields rapping. Not only are Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake are beefing, now we have boxing beef / rap beef because Claressa Shields.
That ain't no damn rap beef.
I mean, she dropped a couple bars, ain't that her? So I'm wondering, is she going to respond back? But my thing is, don't talk about it, be about it. You want to settle the beef? Do it in the ring. Put the gloves on. We don't have to do it for the titles. No titles at all. Y'all can go at a catch weight just to squash the beef, just to see who's the best. You don't gotta worry about putting your titles on the line. I get it, they're in different weight class, but this beef has been going on for, I want to say, like almost 2 years, maybe a year and a half. They've just been going back and forth online on social media, and I just think they need to stop talking about it and be about it. Put the gloves on. Put the gloves on.
Yeah.
Wynn said they were both looking nice and everything. That wasn't even ladylike. Look, when it comes, look, I feel like Alyssa may be Clarissa's ops, because I swear, soon as she don't even have to see her, just mentioning her name, Clarissa goes off. She goes off. I feel like she really don't like this chick. She really don't like her. And if that's the case, you want to squash the beef, you want to sell this beef, do it in the ring. If you knock her out or you beat her up, she can't say nothing. Vice versa. That's what I want to see. Let's normalize fighting again. We talking about that behind the scenes. Let's normalize
That's
fighting.
right.
Putting your dukes up. Let's fight it out, and then we can go home. We can have a good fight, and then everybody go home. There don't gotta be no violence in the streets, nothing like that. You at an event, y'all going back and forth. It's crazy. Let's just, put the gloves on, get in the ring, charge me, $69.99, and I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
More or less, $69.99, more or less.
What you getting down
on? I'm getting down on the first couple of weeks of the baseball season. They don't know whether they want to, keep the Oakland A's in Oakland, moving to Sacramento. They came with Vegas to 28. These little ass names on the back of the jerseys is crazy. All these injuries at these pitchers with the elbows and the UCLs, it's getting out of hand. It's getting outrageous. The players union and baseball, they're going back and forth about the pitch clock, and I think that's the reason why a lot of these pitchers are suffering injuries and things of that nature. Not just any pitchers. I mean, these are notable pitchers that have been out. Even Garrett Cole for the Yankees. He's just coming back. And I think that something has to be done about it. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to speed up the game. Baseball is a game, I think, that doesn't have a clock. First of all, it didn't used to anyway. And nobody seemed to be upset until we got into a certain time frame where people stopped wanting to be at the ballpark. For it used to be a thing. I used to love going to Yankee Stadium. You know what I mean? But I think, yeah. Let me get on my soapbox right now. Baseball got to get it together. There's definitely a way to incorporate the young fan, the fan that's been watching the game without the scandal. You got Ohtani and scandals, and just can't. It's always something.
Mm-hmm.
Always something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna close on that note. Again, rest in peace, Mr. C. Rest in peace, Patty Astor. You know what I mean? And we'll see. Go ahead.
Wait a minute, before we go, can we talk about this guy from the Rangers? His name Adonis.
Oh, Garcia.
Yeah. So, are we just going to sit here and ignore the fact that this guy from the last couple of months came back to baseball looking like Barry Bonds, one of the San Francisco Giants? Are we going to ignore that because it wasn't like he was off for a whole year? He played in the World Series. It only been about what 3 months in between that and spring training, and we're gonna sit here and have a blind eye to the way that Garcia came back to spring training looking like he ate himself from last year. This man, when are they going to test him? It's clear as day that he's on some type of dope.
Yeah, like roid rage.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's.
I mean, when in the World Series to do that, you get to eat good.
That's not eating good.
That's not
eating good.
No.
That's him. Oh, he eating the same beef that Canelo was eating a couple years ago.
Probably.
Those PED patties.
Yes, the PED patties. Yes.
Because
we call them squat burgers. Yes, the PED patties. We call them squat burgers.
This guy is ridiculously huge. He's huge. He's double the size he was.
Don't worry
last
about it.
Season.
I'm gonna get Yada Bear back for making me miss Abbott Elementary. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm just messing with you.
But that right there, I just don't understand. You seen him, right?
Yeah.
And when you saw
he looked swole and out of control.
And when you saw him, what the first thing came in your mind?
I just speak the English.
Yeah.
The Sammy Sosa was in Congress. I don't speak the English.
Yeah. I bet he don't. But I bet he know PEDs.
Yo,
I bet he know those. I know PEDs. Right? He know that.
Word up, man. Listen, we about to get up out of here, man. Down to In Sports Talk, man. We gave y'all the Hump Day edition. You know what I mean? We'll be back Tuesday night, man. Chopping it up with y'all, talking about what we talk about and having some fun with it. That's Browski over there, aka Yada Bear, left-handed, aka RM Desk. Catch at me at Twitter and all that good stuff. Don't go nowhere, Browski. We out, y'all. We'll talk to y'all next week. All right, it's that simple. Salute to Connecticut. Salute to Connecticut. All right, respect.
Salute to South Carolina.
Salute to South Carolina.
Don't
Absolutely.
Don't take back.
No, and all you Garcia fans, send your emails over there.
All you Garcia fans, lay off the PEDs.
Lay off the PEDs.